Oh, good afternoon. Good whatever time it is. Hello. I nearly missed this stream. I accidentally fell asleep and I forgot to set an alarm. Good meow. Oh wow, you just got me to say good meow on stream. Just a clip for the ages there. Thanks as always to Bybit for sponsoring the stream. If you like the stream and want to support, you can check them out using the link in the description. It's quite hard to back a move like this for me personally. Like, I don't really want to jump on board a move with the strength of a fucking, like, I don't know. What's a good analogy for something that's not very strong? As strong as Barry's chin. There you go. And like I've said on stream before, but you know when you get shallow to zero pullbacks, it's so obvious to me that it's a short squeeze, and it's, you know, when it's front running demand, and basically it's not giving shorts the opportunity to close out. Like usually, like good market structure is, you know, it gives the rotation enough for shorts to exit. And then what happens is shorts closing on an intraday time base, they end up creating the support needed to go back to at a later date. But this is just like trap shorts, squeeze the life out of them, make them close as high as possible. And then as soon as it hits demand, supply, because it's so like weak structure, it's just gonna, it's just gonna shit the bed. So it's like it keeps doing this like every other week. It's crazy. Batman on stilts kind of vibes. Yeah, man. Thoughts on daily RSI DXY? Let's have a look. I've not really been looking. It's an ugly looking chart. I think people are getting it looked for a period that it was going to bounce here, but I think as soon as it's sort of lost this low, I think it's going to probably gravitate towards this 100 level, to be honest. Oh yeah, let's talk about silver and then we'll talk about Tesla. Again, this RSI is pretty grim looking. I was bullish silver on the weekly on this level, and I said we'd sort of aim to target 24, which is exactly where we are. So me personally, I wouldn't get involved with silver until it sort of retests this 21 level. Same with gold. Gold looks not great. I'm not a huge fan of these weekly candles with no wicks either. This looks... I'd be massively surprised if it didn't at least trade back into here. And you know, you got these awful lows here on gold as well. So, got my apprehensions on metals, to be honest. It's just hilarious that it's taken us this long to retrace this. So me personally, I'd rather try and capture this next time. Like, I'm not taking a 12-day fucking trade for this bollocks. Like, it's just not worth it. I commend you. You're either brain damaged or like just built different. Like, brilliant. You know, like look at this. This was 6 days. This wasn't much better. But you notice how each rally's, you know, it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and people are getting more bullish and more bullish and more bullish. It's wild. Slow grind better than fast move though. Well, you know, you could argue both ways where that's concerned. For me, slow moves add tail risk. This, you know, this to me screams like candle, crazy candle. Yeah, it screams blow off to me too. Like, you know, it'd be pretty sad if it was just a quick stop hunt. You know, I kind of want to see something really inefficient, just blasting everyone out. What's really interesting to me is the daily RSI on ETH. Like, it's clearly, you know, it's entering that zone where it's been wise to take profit on the previous runs. So even if this really accelerates, are you telling me this is going to break this high on this rotation? Probably not. So me personally, it's not like what I could see happening is it breaks this high and it kind of fails in this zone or this zone. And what happens is people are gonna, let me go on a blank chart. This is a classic that the market does. So obviously everyone's got the, you know, the market structure. And what people are going to do, they're going to see it break this high. They're going to see it as breaking market structure, and they're going to bid it all the way down. And it's going to end up just doing this, in my opinion, because it's like it's taken out the previous lower high, where like I think like a proper breaking market structure would be, you know, this kind of thing, you know. But this is a classic crypto shit show that happens all the time. Hello? What happened? Probably CBS running the running some router virus for hating on NFTs. I'm just not in a hurry. Like, crypto bear market could be the longest ever. You know, and it's for situations like this. There's so much fallout, and it's going to take years to, you know, this whole FTX payback stuff's going to take ages. Like, there's just so much. There's so much, and the reputational damage that's been done. Like, you've gone, you know, you've taken a market that's reached sort of mass adoption stage, and then it's come out that it's basically ran by fraudsters, con artists, pyramid scheme own, you know. So the reputational damage is like worse than ever. Well, you know what I've been thinking about a lot this week, guys, is the money flows in crypto is still like the way I see it, no one's interested in Bitcoin still. So Bitcoin's at 17.5K and no one's interested in owning it. They're more interested in buying Ethereum or altcoins. I just don't see bottoms coming in until people want to buy Bitcoin again. Yeah, the short after the like basically all I'm waiting for now, you guys know I use a lot of AGA stuff. The indication to me that this rally's over is fast tape speed. You listen to AGA while making love. I just hear it in my head. I don't even need to listen to it. Yeah, when people are like, how do you hold off in sex? Do you think about your grandma? It's like, no, I just think about AGA sounds. Wow. Yeah, this looks about right, doesn't it? This is a nice looking chart for what potentially could be about to happen on other charts. I think it feels like we've got a big old fucking whopper candle to come. Oh, imagine if ETH just put in a blaster up to like 1700. Woof. That'd be sick. Again, I think the most important chart at the minute is the Nasdaq. Just this sort of triangle formation on the RSI is quite interesting to me. Like I think we might get a sustained move depending on which way this RSI breaks. Can you do ADA? You really want me to shit on ADA? Fucking hell. It's not even, come on. What are you speechless. Fucking speechless. Again, like, there's just nothing to say. There's nothing to say, is there? There's nothing to say. Alright, let's look at FTT. I've not looked at FTT since the big blow up. Where can you even chart it anymore? Is it a bad thing I've already positioned short on ETH? I think you're at risk of being blown out, my friend. One thing you want to avoid, you see how we've had like a couple of trending moves, and then we've had 2 days of sort of balance, where the market's auctioning to find the fair balance, fair value again, and the point of control is like this 1330 level. So really, the way I look at it, when the market's in balance, we've got the news event, like really, I'm looking at, you know, my eyes are only on these sort of outer extremities of where, because the likelihood is when the markets moves out of balance due to the news, you know, you're going to get sort of potentially this. So you want to be looking for entering on tails of a test outside of this value. Just ignore this point of control altogether, or use it as a take profit. You know, if we get an instant dip, then, you know, the quick mean reversion trades are probably going to be your favorite sort of setups. Where did I learn to trade? I learned here, mate. You know, start small. You know, I think It's important when you're like learning to trade that you learn to trade. You know, you can't learn to trade and also be making enough money to live off like comfortably. You got to put in that groundwork and that foundation so you've got the data. You know, it's like me in golf. I can't go out and play scratch golf. I need to go and hit 20, 30, 40, 50,000 golf balls before I sort of get anywhere close to good. And it's the same with trading. You got to put in those 10,000 hours at the screen. It's got to make sense to you. You've got to have taken thousands, hundreds or thousands of trades to be good, because then you just know what makes you tick. You know what your strengths and weaknesses are, you know. When will be a good time to buy property in or around London? I'm not convinced this is the year. I believe more, I'm sort of looking more in the zone of like 2024, 2025 is when we're going to see the best prices for houses. That might be still a bit too soon. I'm not sure. The property market tends to move a lot slower, but I'm not necessarily looking for this year, to be honest. You know, we've gone from like Plato to fucking Andrew Tate. If that's not the perfect visualization of the destruction of society as we know it, then I don't know what else is. XMR. Ooh, yeah, this looks like a runner. Noob line. You know, one thing to pay attention to in these situations though is people get so focused on the trend line break that they don't realize they're coming up to range highs. So I think as far as XMR goes, I'd look for a reaction on this zone, and then it might do the pullback where it sort of takes out all this liquidity here, does the trend line reset, gets you all bearish and it's a fail, and then maybe it moves. I think silver's in a pickle here. I think it's going to pull back, and I'm honestly concerned that it's going to trade all the way back down to the lows, to be honest. Christ, look at this state. I mean, you know, every time I go on Bitcoin chart and I start out like this, and then you see how people are tweeting on Twitter, I'm just like, you sad, poor people. There's clearly no demand for Bitcoin at 17.5. It's massively like, what's the value of Bitcoin at 17.5k? It's fucking ludicrous. You buy a fucking car. Would you rather have a car or a Bitcoin? Or we could split it. We could buy 10 Ethereum and buy a push bike. 4-hour divs. No, don't get baited into 4-hour divs. Trust me. Like, you need a more impulsive market to trade 4-hour divs, in my opinion. When it's a slow, low momentum market, like, I wouldn't trust these divs, especially on ETH. Like, it just seems, you know, this seems more like a loss of momentum cool off as opposed to like diverging, in my opinion. And especially with this untapped liquidity, I'd just wait. When do you see us getting this break in market structure? Well, I think we're at an inflection point now. It might be, you know, it might be soon. It might be soon. It might, you know, I really think tomorrow's a big day. A big day. What the hell? What's Crocs? This? Damn. Is this Crocs as in the shoes? Damn. We should have all invested in Crocs, man. I think if I was going to take any trade, it'd probably be Amazon. Like, the level it's at so clear for invalidation. The RSI, you know, it's broke out of this. Like I said in the newsletter on Monday that this RSI structure is like basically showing real weakness from sellers, and I was expecting a spring where it just ripped straight back through these sellers. So I kind of think Amazon's one of the better looking charts, to be honest, and Tesla as well. How come RSI broke structure but price didn't? Weakness? No. Like in these kind of situations, in my opinion, you'll tend to find that when you get an impulsive break of sort of RSI structure, the likelihood is that price will catch up to the RSI. So I kind of think Amazon's got to move into these, you know, gaps here, I think. What putter do I use? I use a Scotty Cameron Newport 2. What's the goal for golf this year? Scratch. H bar. All right, we'll end on H bar because it's probably going to be funny. H bar. Oh my goodness me. Ugh. I mean, yeah, I think we'll end on that, guys. I just don't know why. I think you get so enticed by the fact it's so close to zero that you think it's a good buy. But it's close to zero for a reason. It's because no one wants the fucking thing. Yeah. Don't think it's cheap. You can still lose all your money on this. So, yeah, the Peter Lynch speech, exactly.
Somebody has to buy the
Who's buying the damn thing? Well, it's these people saying it's 0.04. How much lower can it go? But you don't know why people care about these shitcoins. It's literally because it's so close to zero that you think, like the new type of trader, you know, because like let's mark zero. It's common. People, you know, it's a tale as old as time. But you really got to ask yourself, why is it this price in the first place? You know, it's because it's fucking shit. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for keeping it interesting with your questions. And I'll be back same time next week. Good luck tomorrow, guys. Have fun.